Listen up, you might live through this video. You know, in every survival movie ever, characters get inside a cave and start a fire to warm up. It might work on the big screen, but you should never do it in real life. Soon enough, the fumes will fill the cave and you'll have no air to breathe. The safest thing you can do is start a fire at the back of the cave. Don't rely on 2 sticks to instantly start the fire when you need it the most. Yes, friction works in theory, but honestly, you'll need some practice and patience to be able to do it. Now, if you run into a bear while hiking, pretending you are no longer alive won't always save you. If you're dealing with a black bear, you'll need to fight back for your life. A brown or a grizzly bear will normally warn you first before attacking. So you'll have a chance to back away slowly or lie on your stomach with your hands over your neck to show you're not dangerous to the bear or its cubs. Your chances of being attacked by a shark are 1 in 3.75 million. But if it happens, don't even try to punch it in the nose. Movie characters might do it without a problem, but you're unlikely to hit that moving goal. Instead, try to put some solid object between you and the shark. If that doesn't work out, claw at its eyes and gills. You might need a bigger boat.
This black, ominous-looking snake won't hurt you. It's got no fangs. You may have mistakenly thought that this black critter is none other than a black mamba, but it's just a harmless rat snake. There's one main sign that can help you figure out if a snake is really dangerous. Unfanged species do not have a venom delivery system, therefore, their bites won't harm you that much. But if you see a snake with fangs, you're in real danger.
Future rock climbers, this one's for you. Don't tie a rope around your waist if you're trying to keep safe from falling. It might stop you from hitting the ground, but it can still hurt you badly inside and even break your back. Instead, use a safety harness that goes around your hips and legs. Boiling water from any nearby pond or puddle will not make it crystal clear and 100% safe to drink. This way, you can't be sure you remove possible harmful toxins from algae blooms or chemical contaminants. So instead of enjoying a refreshing drink, you'll have to spend some time in a forest bathroom, or worse. Consuming random berries in the forest is dangerous. First, you need to check if they smell okay. If they have a pear or almond smell, avoid them. Next, get one, rub it on your forearm, and wait for 15 minutes. If your skin starts to itch, don't eat those berries. If you bite on a berry and it has a bitter, tingly, or soapy taste, spit it out. So hydration is a must no matter the weather. But the idea that drinking hot liquids will warm you better is a myth. No amount of hot liquid can raise your body temperature. Plus, you can drink cold water faster than a hot drink, and that will help with hydration. A cactus can't be your source of water either. There are only a couple of species that are safe for drinking, but if you can't recognize them, it will get you in trouble rather than satisfy your thirst. The liquid you can take from some random cactus is often highly acidic and can give your tummy a really hard time or even paralyze you. Don't rely on your nose grease as a perfect fire starter. I mean, I don't think there's enough oil on your nose to make a bow drill spindle slippery unless you are Shrek himself. Plus, when trying to start a fire by rubbing sticks together, you'll get more sweaty than oily, and sweat doesn't help at all. Now, if you ever get stuck in a forest fire, don't try to hide in a cave or a big hole. You could run out of air fast. Instead, try to run through the fire to the burned-out area. Cover your eyes, face, and airways. Cover as much of your skin as you can with clothes or anything else you have. Look for a path with fewer obstacles where the fire looks smaller. Take a deep breath and run fast. Make sure you keep your mouth and nose covered so you don't breathe in the hot air and smoke. When you're chased by some predator, never jump off a cliff into the water. This is much more dangerous than meeting the predator. If you jump from a high place, the water surface will feel as hard as concrete, or the water might be too shallow and you'll hit the bottom. A sudden strong smell of fish in your house may mean an electrical fire has started in some room. Your socket or adapter is on fire, emitting this unpleasant odor. Using regular baking soda is a good way to put out a fire. If you don't have a fire extinguisher or access to water, sprinkle the fire with this powder. Also, this substance can hide your smell from predators. It's helpful if you've gotten lost in the forest and don't want wolves or bears to smell your scent. Use ordinary charcoal and a plastic bottle to clean dirty water. Cut off the bottom of the bottle and close the lid slightly on the upper part so that the liquid pours out in a thin stream. Put the coal in there and add some water. Let it pass through the charcoal several times. Then heat and boil the water. Now you can quench your thirst. Even if you get super hungry in the wilderness, don't eat whatever birds and squirrels are snacking on. If they eat it and survive, it doesn't mean your tummy will tolerate the same berries. Before going to the wilderness, remember several types of berries that grow in your region. The general rule is that green, yellow, and white berries are mostly poisonous. When lost without a compass or other navigational devices, don't rely on moss too much. You must have heard that it always grows on the north side of a tree. Actually, it can grow on any side, depending on where conditions are best for it. So you definitely won't find the right direction if you use it for orientation and will get even more lost. When stuck in the desert, you'll naturally want to take everything off to feel a bit cooler. Well, stop right there. If you let the sunlight touch your skin, you'll get a sunburn and speed up dehydration. Cover as much skin as you can from direct heat and try to maintain a normal body temperature. So, don't try to bring your wet matches back to life by drying them up. Their heads have chemicals that can get ruined by moisture. When you strike a match, the friction between it and the glass powder on the striking surface of the package creates heat. If match heads get too wet, the chemicals won't work right and the match won't light. So get waterproof matches or keep your matches in a waterproof container. If you don't have those, you'll have to go back to good old friction and tinder. Snow isn't a replacement for water. In any amount of snow, there is about 9 times more air than water. Eating snow can make you very cold inside, and you could get hypothermia. Plus, your body will have to work harder to heat the snow and melt it, and you'll get more dehydrated than hydrated. So always melt snow before drinking it to stay safe. Pepper spray is good for self-defense, but if you're afraid to use it, you can keep a bright flashlight in your bag. Point its light in the robber's eyes to scare them away. Besides, this way of self-defense won't harm the robber, and you won't cause any unnecessary problems. If you leave a frying pan with oil on a turned-on stove, the oil may catch fire. In this situation, extinguishing the flames with water will be a big no-no. Water molecules will descend to the bottom of the pot, evaporate, and push the oil up. This will lead to even more flames. The best way to put out a hot oil fire is to deprive it of oxygen. Cover the pan with a lid and remove it from the burner. Flames are not the scariest thing about a fire. Smoke is much more dangerous. You can get poisoned very quickly by inhaling carbon monoxide. Therefore, always try to stay as close to the ground as possible and cover your mouth and nose with a wet cloth to filter the oxygen. Always put a small mirror or whistle in your pocket when you go camping. These 2 items will help you find your group if you get lost. The whistle will attract others' attention with sound, and the mirror will do it by reflecting sunlight. When you're swimming in the sea or ocean near the shore, there's a risk of getting caught in a rip tide. An undercurrent will pull you further and further away from the beach. Don't try to swim to the shore against the current. You will only waste your energy. Always swim parallel to the shore in such cases. Once you escape the current, you can safely return to the shore. Imagine that your cotton clothes are great in almost any situation, but not for hiking. When cotton gets wet, it loses all its good properties and can make you feel much colder. Choose clothes made of polyester, nylon, or merino wool. Unlike cotton, these materials move sweat away from your skin and dry quickly. Sucking on stones won't help you quench your thirst. Yeah, the popular myth says that when you do it, your body produces more saliva and it will hydrate you. Well, in real life, nothing can replace water, and you could choke on the stone. Don't even think about rubbing frostbitten skin. Frostbite happens when ice crystals form in your skin and other tissues. Rubbing the area makes it worse because the ice crystals can cut and damage new cells. Instead, gently warm up the frostbitten area. Alright, a lean-to isn't the best shelter for any situation. If it's really hot, you need shade to stay cool. But if it's cold, you need to stay warm. Duh! This means blocking the wind and having something to keep you off the cold ground at night. A lean-to can block the wind and rain, but it might not be enough to keep you warm. Raw meat. It's safe to eat when it's high quality and processed with sanitary standards in mind. So, unless you're a chef who brought some tartare on the hike, don't eat raw meat. It can be risky because it might contain germs that can make you sick later on. One roof is not enough to protect you from all evil, and you'll waste way more energy than you think trying to build it. So instead of focusing on it, try to build a comfy bed using sticks, leaves, or old newspapers. This bed will keep your body heat from escaping into the cold ground. Every car has a thermometer, a device that shows you the temperature of air outside. Sometimes, manufacturers put its sensor behind the front bumper, near the engine. While driving, the thermometer gets heated by the engine and shows you a higher temperature. Even if it's freezing outside, the device can indicate that it's warm. Therefore, don't trust the thermometer if it's installed this way. What if there's some ice on the road and you're driving completely sure that the asphalt is dry? You don't have to stay away from a person who has been hit by lightning. They won't shock you, and they really need medical help, so check for the pulse and make sure you call the emergency services for them. Now, quicksand isn't as dangerous as you might think. It's a myth that if you get trapped in it, you should stay still and wait for help. What you should do is lean back and make forward and backward movements with your body to wriggle yourself out of trouble. You shouldn't really suck the venom out after a snake bite. This way you'll just get more bacteria into the open wound and risk your life too, if you're the one trying to help. Try to stay as calm as you can in such a situation to reduce your heart rate and slow down the spread of venom. Call 911 and remember the size and color of the snake to give these important details to the doctor. Okay, stay safe.
When you're out hiking in the bush, remember not to mess with any snakes you come across, even if they don't seem alive. Some sneaky snakes play possum and can strike if bothered. If you spot one, give it some space. When it comes to snakes, they're usually pretty shy and won't bother you unless they feel threatened. Trying to catch or harm a snake is a big no-no, as that's when most snake bites occur. And don't be tricked by their size. Even little snakes can pack a punch. For example, baby brown snakes are born with venom, so it's best to admire them from a safe distance. Each year, over 7,000 Americans fall victim to snake bites, often due to misguided attempts to handle or fight a snake. It's crucial to avoid such actions and seek immediately medical help if bitten. Understanding how to differentiate between venomous and non-venomous snakes is key to assessing potential risks. Contact a professional if you're unsure about a snake's identity, and never handle a snake, even if it appears harmless. If you come across a snake, it's best to leave the area and seek assistance from a wildlife professional in identifying the reptile. Here are some tips to help you distinguish between the two types. Observe their behavior, nesting habits, and habitats. Some snakes may shake their tails as a warning signal. Also, venomous snakes typically have triangular-shaped heads, compared to non-venomous snakes with rounded heads. Here's another venomous star, the copperhead snake. Their musk smells just like cucumbers. Their venom is pretty particular too. Will you be in trouble if this snake bites you? Totally. Does it help cure lethal conditions? Sorta. It's not 100% proven fact so far, but scientists have been testing this theory for quite a while, and they did notice that the copperhead snake's venom can, if not cure some serious conditions, but slow down their progression. Even so, they have the most venomous bites among all the US snakes, but antivenom for the bites somehow is not always needed. Coral snakes are known for their non-aggressive nature, as they are shy and secretive creatures. Theirs make up less than 1% of snake bites in America. Their venom is a neurotoxin that paralyzes nerves, and due to their small teeth, they must chew on their prey to inject the venom. When feeling threatened, a coral snake will curl the tip of its tail to confuse the attacker about the location of its head.
Now, if a leech attaches to you, never burn it off. This can cause the animal to basically throw up directly inside your skin and cause massive infection. Try using a credit card to break the seal and remove the leech. Or if you're brave enough to wait for an hour, the parasite will fall off once it's fed. If a power line falls near you, you should run away. Electric current is now everywhere on the ground. When it comes into contact with one leg, it passes through the person's body and exits through the other leg, thereby hitting the whole body with a powerful charge. Always take some gum with you when going to the wilderness. If you get lost, chewing gum will help you relieve stress. You can also use this material as glue. Always keep your car keys next to your bed. If a thief enters your house, use the keys to turn on the car alarm and scare the thief away. But installing a good security system in your home is even better. While skiing or snowboarding, there's always a chance of getting caught in an avalanche. If you find yourself under a layer of snow, don't try to get out immediately. Your mind is confused, and you need to know where is up and where is down. Spit and see where the saliva flows. Then start digging in the opposite direction. When your plane makes an emergency landing on the water, your instinct can force you to put on your life jacket immediately. Don't do this until you're in the water. If you put on the vest and water starts to fill the cabin, it will be difficult for you to move. So get to the emergency exit first, then put on the jacket. If you start feeling unwell in a crowd, don't ask all the people around for help. Most likely, no one will help you. Not because people are bad, but because every person passing by will think that someone else will help you. But if you choose one person and ask them for help, you'll have a better chance to get it. GPS is not the best navigational tool. It's reliable and easy to use, but it can break down. So you should learn how to use a map and a compass. They won't let you down if you know how to use them correctly. You shouldn't swim parallel to the shore if you find yourself in a rip current. Instead, try swimming at an angle away from the current and toward the shore. Remember, you shouldn't feel too much resistance while swimming. Following birds to find water is a myth. They could be flying anywhere. Land animals like deer are a much better option. They usually know where the source of water is. When you feel someone is following your car, make 4 right turns. This way, you will make 1 circle around a block. And if the car is still following you after that, drive to the nearest police station. While walking outside, you may notice or feel hairs on your head starting to stand on end. Look for shelter quickly. Lightning is about to strike you. Service dogs are wearing special jackets with the inscription "Service." If such a dog approaches you, you need to follow it. Perhaps you will save someone's life. If a person gets in trouble and no one is nearby to help, the dog will start looking for someone to save them. During a fire, the flames spread more slowly if the doors in the room are closed. So when you go to bed, close the bedroom door. It'll hold the flames for a while. But don't forget that it's always better to have a good fire alarm. Tornadoes move fast, so if you notice a vortex that seems to be standing still, you must run. It means the tornado is moving right towards you. The smell of gas in a room indicates a leak. Therefore, don't turn on the light. The smallest spark can set the whole house ablaze. When you scratch a person, their DNA remains under your nails. This can help you in case of an attack, especially when the robber has run away and you want to help the police find them. If you've disturbed a hornet's nest or a beehive, Run in any direction as fast as possible. Sooner or later, the insects will stop chasing you. But if you jump in the water, they'll wait until you get out. That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side.